Hey guys, tonight we're exploring ancient manuscripts, enigmatic texts, and forgotten languages in this world that defy all explanation. Books filled with botanical drawings of plants that don't exist, diaries written in languages unknown to any living person, and symbols that hint at lost civilizations. These aren't just fictional tales. These are real, physical artifacts that have baffled the world's most brilliant cryptographers, linguists, and historians for centuries. Who wrote them? What secrets do they hold? And what deep truths or terrifying warnings might still be locked within their unreadable pages? From the infamous Voynich Manuscript with its alien botany to the enigmatic Rongorongo script of Easter Island. So, before drifting through the silent halls of history's greatest linguistic puzzles, take a moment to like the video and subscribe if you enjoy our content. And tell us in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is. It's always a joy to see how many people from around the world are ready for this journey. Now, dim the lights, close your eyes, feel your body deeply relax, leaving the tiring day behind, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. Our journey into the unknown begins with a text that has haunted scholars for over 100 years. But this isn't just an old book. It's a window into a mind, a culture, or perhaps even a reality completely alien to our own. The real mystery lies in its bizarre illustrations of unknown plants, astrological charts of alien constellations, and human figures interacting with strange machines, all accompanied by a language that defies every known linguistic rule. The question is, what was the Voynich Manuscript truly trying to communicate? The quest to unlock its secrets has led to countless theories, from elaborate hoaxes to forgotten languages, from alien texts to a desperate cry from a witch in hiding. Now, let's break down the primary theories, the cryptographic challenges it presents, and why, to this day, no one has ever truly read its pages. The Voynich Manuscript, with its bewildering array of enigmatic symbols and surreal illustrations, has been a magnet for speculation, inviting theories as diverse as they are captivating. One of the earliest and most persistent hypotheses is that the manuscript is an elaborate hoax, a medieval prank designed to deceive, perhaps even a creation of Wilfrid Voynich himself to inflate its value upon discovery in 1912. However, carbon dating has placed the parchment in the early 15th century, long before Voynich's time, largely discrediting the idea of a modern fabrication. Yet, the possibility of a cleverly constructed medieval hoax, perhaps by a charlatan trying to sell a fake magical tome, remains a whispered theory among some. Could it be nothing more than a series of meaningless squiggles intended solely to baffle and amuse? The sheer consistency and structure within the script, however, suggests something far more complex than mere gibberish. Another prevalent theory proposes that the Voynich Manuscript is written in a lost or forgotten natural language, perhaps one that vanished without a trace, unique to a small, isolated community or a specific medieval order. If this is the case, the challenge becomes not just deciphering a code, but resurrecting an entire linguistic system from obscurity, without any known bilingual texts to serve as a key. This absence of a Rosetta Stone is one of the most significant hurdles. Attempts to link the script to known languages, such as early Germanic dialects, Latin, or even a form of early Romani, have consistently failed to produce any coherent, broadly accepted translation. The grammatical structure and word frequency patterns observed in the Voynich script simply do not align with any recognizable human language. Some scholars have suggested it is an alchemical or herbal treatise, its strange plants and cosmological diagrams offering clues to the scientific and philosophical pursuits of the era. The detailed, if fantastical, botanical drawings do evoke the spirit of medieval herbals, which were common medical texts of the time. However, botanists have been unable to identify a single plant species within its pages, leading to the idea that these are either mythical, extinct, or drawn from pure imagination. The celestial charts, while resembling known astronomical diagrams, also contain unique formations that don't match any known astronomical phenomena from the 15th century. This combination of the familiar and the utterly alien only deepens the mystery, making it harder to assign a definitive purpose. The most exciting and frustrating theory is that the Voynich Manuscript is a form of coded message, a meticulously encrypted text designed to protect valuable information or dangerous secrets. Cryptographers, including some of the finest minds from both world wars, have thrown their expertise at its pages. They've analyzed its statistical properties, looking for patterns that might betray a cipher. The script often follows patterns found in natural languages, such as typical word lengths and syllable structures. But it defies substitution ciphers, where one symbol simply replaces another letter, and transposition ciphers, where letters are rearranged. It also resists frequency analysis, a common tool for breaking codes, because its characters appear with frequencies unlike any known language. This has led some to believe it's a polyalphabetic cipher, one that changes its substitution key throughout the text, making it incredibly difficult to crack. Others propose a steganographic method, where the real message is hidden within seemingly innocuous text, or even micrographic writing, where tiny, almost invisible script is embedded within larger, visible characters. Modern computational linguistics and artificial intelligence have also been brought to bear on the Voynich problem. Algorithms can analyze patterns, identify repetitive sequences, and even simulate linguistic evolution in an attempt to find a match. Yet, despite these powerful tools, no definitive breakthrough has emerged. The manuscript remains stubbornly unyielding, a testament to its extraordinary complexity, whether intentional or accidental. Every proposed solution has eventually crumbled under scrutiny, unable to convincingly translate more than a few isolated words or phrases, failing to unlock the coherent narrative that would confirm a genuine decipherment. The profound challenge lies in its singular nature. With no other texts written in the same script, no known author, and no explicit context, linguists are working in a vacuum. It is as if we have been handed a key, but have no idea which lock it belongs to, or even if it is a key at all. The Voynich Manuscript continues to stand as a monumental intellectual puzzle, an enduring whisper from a lost voice, reminding us that some secrets are not easily surrendered to the passage of time. As our journey through the echoes of lost languages continues, we now turn our gaze towards another enigmatic volume, one shrouded in the mists of Central European history, the Rongorongo Codex. Imagine, if you will, the quiet discovery in the vast library of the Hungarian Academy of Sciences during the early 19th century. A manuscript quietly residing there, its origins as mysterious as its script. Unlike the Voynich, which burst onto the scene with a flurry of botanical curiosities, the Rongorongo Codex entered the scholarly world with a more subdued, yet equally profound, whisper of the unknown. It is a text that has silently challenged generations, inviting us to contemplate the untold stories of a past that refuses to fully reveal itself. This peculiar book comprises over 400 pages, each one a testament to a forgotten hand and a lost mind. Its pages are made of paper, a detail that places it within a different historical context than the vellum of the Voynich. The script itself is a dense tapestry of symbols, an unknown alphabet that sprawls across the pages with an apparent order, yet utterly impenetrable meaning. Each page is meticulously filled, suggesting a significant amount of effort and a deliberate purpose behind its creation. The number of distinct characters is estimated to be around 200, far more than a typical alphabet, suggesting a complex system that could be syllabic, logographic, or even a mix of several writing traditions. It is this sheer complexity, combined with its isolation, that forms the core of its enduring mystery. Often, these written symbols are accompanied by intricate illustrations. These images are perhaps the most captivating aspect, offering fleeting glimpses into a world that no living soul can fully comprehend. We see powerful military scenes, with soldiers bearing standards, hints of battles fought in a distant past, perhaps a chronicle of a kingdom's rise or fall. There are poignant religious motifs, suggesting a deep spiritual life or belief system, complete with symbols and rituals that are equally alien to modern understanding. And alongside these grand depictions, we also find scenes of what appears to be daily life, fleeting moments of human existence as silent testament to people long gone, their mundane realities as obscured by time as their written words. The sheer diversity of these illustrations is one of the Codex's most perplexing features. They seem to blend elements from various cultures, hinting at influences that stretch beyond any single identifiable historical context. The artistic styles sometimes evoke influences from both Eastern and Western traditions, leading scholars to speculate about a convergence point of cultures, perhaps a lost community situated at a historical crossroads. Could it be a chronicle of a lost multicultural kingdom, its triumphs and tragedies recorded in a unique tongue? Or perhaps a syncretic religious text, its sacred verses encoded for a select few who understood its composite spirituality? The lack of a clear cultural anchor point within the artwork only deepens the enigma, prompting scholars to ponder the true heritage and environment of its anonymous creators. Each image is a silent question, an invitation to imagine the society that breathed life into these pages. Decipherment attempts, as with many of these unreadable texts, have been numerous and, thus far, profoundly unfruitful. Over the decades, passionate researchers, amateur cryptographers, and seasoned linguists have put forth various theories, each one a hopeful key in search of its lock. Some have proposed connections to Old Hungarian, a heroic effort to link it to the land of its discovery. Others have suggested a Dacian origin, seeking ties to ancient populations of the Carpathian Basin. There have even been intriguing, if speculative, theories linking it to ancient Indian scripts, a notion sparked by certain iconographic resemblances in the illustrations. Each attempt has been a valiant intellectual endeavor, a tireless wrestling with a linguistic ghost. Yet, despite the meticulous effort, no single theory has gained widespread acceptance within the academic community. The proposed solutions often crumble under closer scrutiny, unable to consistently translate meaningful passages or unlock the internal logic of the script. This consistent failure only underscores the profound challenge presented by the Voynich Codex, leaving its secrets intact and its silent messages waiting. Its singular nature, particularly in its blend of diverse pictorial themes and an utterly unknown script, sets it apart. While the Voynich tantalizes with its unique flora and cosmology, the Voynich Codex offers a broader, more human tapestry, encompassing war, faith, and everyday existence, all locked behind a linguistic barrier. What if you were the one to stumble upon such a book, hidden away in a dusty attic, its pages whispering stories you could almost touch? almost see, but never quite hear. The allure of such a discovery, the potent combination of visual, narrative, and textual mystery, is undeniable, pulling us into a tranquil contemplation of the past. The Rongorongo Codex stands as a quiet challenge, a testament to the myriad ways humanity has sought to record its experiences, and to the enduring power of secrets once the key to their meaning is lost. It invites us to consider the vastness of lost human knowledge, the countless narratives and beliefs that have faded into the silence of time, waiting for a voice to bring them back to life. It's a gentle reminder that some of history's deepest mysteries are still held within the delicate embrace of forgotten ink and paper, patiently awaiting the dawn of understanding, or perhaps content to remain forever a beautiful, unyielding enigma from the historical crossroads of Central Europe. Our silent journey now carries us across vast oceans to one of the most remote and enigmatic islands on Earth, Rapa Nui, more commonly known as Easter Island. Here, amidst the shadow of the colossal Moai statues, lies another profound linguistic puzzle, the Rongorongo script, discovered on wooden tablets in the 19th century by missionaries and later investigated by anthropologists. These precious artifacts are fragments of a lost intellectual heritage, echoes of a civilization that developed its own unique system of writing in profound isolation. Imagine the gentle lapping of waves against a volcanic shore, the whisper of wind through sparse vegetation, and in this solitude, the painstaking creation of these inscribed wooden planks, dating primarily to the 18th and 19th centuries. The Rongorongo tablets bear witness to a remarkable human achievement. They are not made of paper or parchment, but carved from the very trees of the island, each glyph etched with care, reflecting a tangible connection between the Rapa Nui people and their environment. The sight of these wooden relics, imbued with a silent history, invites a sense of deep contemplation, an understanding of how vital it was for these islanders to record their stories, their knowledge, their very essence. The script itself is a marvel of ingenuity. Rongorongo consists of a system of elaborate glyphs, intricately carved figures that appear to be a mix of human, animal, and geometric forms. Unlike the flowing scripts we are familiar with, these glyphs are distinct and pictorial, suggesting a logosyllabic or ideographic system, meaning each symbol could represent a word, a syllable, or an unique idea. It is a visual language, speaking volumes even when its exact words remain silent to us. The beauty lies in their precision, their uniformity, and the deliberate nature of their artistry. One of the most distinctive and puzzling features of Rongorongo is its unique writing style, known as boustrophyton. Picture this: you read the first line from left to right. Then, to read the second line, you must rotate the tablet 180 degrees and read it from left to right again. This pattern continues, with each subsequent line requiring the tablet to be inverted. It's a dance between reader and text, a ritualistic engagement with the written word that is utterly fascinating and entirely different from most known writing systems. This peculiar orientation suggests a deep connection to the act of reading, perhaps even a performative or ceremonial aspect. The attempts to decipher Rongorongo have been as challenging as scaling the island's volcanic peaks. Early missionaries and scholars collected the surviving tablets, but with the catastrophic decline of the Rapa Nui population due to disease and slave raids in the 19th century, the knowledge of how to read the script was tragically lost. Many of the islanders who could have provided insight perished, taking their precious understanding with them into silence. This immense cultural loss is a poignant reminder of the fragility of human knowledge and the profound impact of external forces on indigenous traditions. Despite the limited success, some tantalizing fragments have offered glimpses of hope. A few researchers claim to have identified certain calendrical or genealogical patterns, perhaps even deciphering short sequences related to chants or myths. However, a comprehensive and widely accepted translation remains elusive. The sheer lack of comparative material, no bilingual texts, no parallel histories leaves linguists with very few footholds. It's like trying to understand an entire library from just a handful of damaged pages, without knowing the language of a single other book. The cultural significance of Rongorongo cannot be overstated. It is the sole indigenous writing system of Oceania, a testament to the intellectual sophistication of the isolated Rapa Nui civilization. Its existence reshaped our understanding of prehistoric Pacific Islanders, proving that complex writing could develop far from the major ancient cradles of civilization. Its decipherment would unlock not just words, but the very essence of Rapa Nui's lost knowledge, their cosmology, their histories, their spiritual beliefs, and perhaps even the secrets behind the monumental moai. Each tablet is a time capsule, a silent narrator waiting for its voice to be restored, connecting us to a vibrant past that once thrived on this distant, lonely island. As we gently transition away from Easter Island, the Rongorongo script leaves us with a profound sense of respect for the human spirit's drive to create, to record, and to preserve. It reminds us that even in the most secluded corners of the world, minds were at work, weaving intricate systems to hold their truths. And as we continue our journey, let that image of carved wood and turning tablets settle into your mind, a quiet testament to the enduring mysteries that still grace our world, inviting calm contemplation and a peaceful descent into the depths of history. From the secluded shores of Easter Island, our silent journey through the chronicles of humanity now brings us to the shimmering, sun-drenched islands of the Aegean Sea, and into the heart of one of Europe's earliest great civilizations, the Minoans. Here, amidst the ruins of grand palaces and bustling trade centers on Crete and surrounding islands, archaeologists unearthed not one, but two distinct scripts. One of these, Linear B, was famously deciphered, unlocking a wealth of information about the Mycenaean Greeks. But its older, more enigmatic relative, Linear A, remains an unyielding puzzle, a voice from a sophisticated Bronze Age culture that continues to elude our understanding. Imagine the bustling life of the Minoan civilization, flourishing between approximately 1800 and 1450 BC. This was a culture of incredible artistry, advanced architecture, and extensive maritime trade. A true jewel of the ancient world. Their palaces, like Knossos, were not just royal residences, but administrative and economic hubs, teeming with activity. It was within these vibrant settings that Linear A was primarily used, found inscribed on clay tablets, seals, and other artifacts. These aren't grand pronouncements or epic poems, but rather the practical records of a complex society. Inventories, administrative lists, and perhaps religious dedications. Their very mundanity underscores their importance, yet their meaning remains largely locked away. The mystery of Linear A is particularly poignant because of its close genetic relationship with Linear B. When Linear B was deciphered in the 1950s by Michael Ventris, revealing it to be an early form of Greek, there was immense hope that Linear A would soon follow. After all, they look so similar. Many of the signs in Linear A have direct equivalents in Linear B. It seemed like the linguistic Rosetta Stone for the Minoans was within grasp. However, this superficial similarity proved to be a deceptive guide. While the script of Linear A shares visual characteristics with Linear B, the language it records is fundamentally different. Linear B documents an early form of Greek, a language we understand. Linear A, however, records the still unknown Minoan language, often referred to as Aethiocritan. This is the crucial barrier to decipherment. It's like being able to read the letters of a sentence, but having no dictionary for the words, no grammar rules, and no context for the phrases. We can transliterate many Linear A signs into sounds based on their Linear B counterparts, but the resulting sounds form words and sentences that make no sense in any known language. The meaning, the very heart of Minoan thought, remains obscured. Numerous attempts have been made to decipher Linear A, often by trying to apply the phonetic values from Linear B. Researchers have meticulously catalogued the signs, analyzed word frequencies, and studied their structural patterns. They've looked for connections to other ancient languages, such as Luwian or other Anatolian tongues, or even Semitic languages, but without any conclusive evidence. The problem isn't just a lack of texts. It's the absence of a known language to anchor the decipherment. We don't have enough bilingual inscriptions, like the famous Rosetta Stone, which provided parallel texts in Egyptian hieroglyphs, Demotic script, and ancient Greek, allowing scholars to crack the hieroglyphs. For Linear A, such a linguistic bridge is still missing. The archaeological context provides some clues. Linear A inscriptions are typically short, often found on small clay tablets that were likely administrative documents or on ritual objects. This suggests a functional, bureaucratic, and possibly religious use for the script, but without the ability to read the content, our understanding of the Minoan economy, their political structure, and especially their religious beliefs, remains largely speculative. Imagine knowing that a civilization kept detailed records, but never knowing what those records truly said about their daily lives, their trade routes, or their sacred practices. The Minoan civilization, with its vibrant frescoes, advanced plumbing, and matriarchal iconography, presents a captivating vision of a peaceful, prosperous Bronze Age society. Linear A is the direct voice of this culture, a conduit to their inner world. Its decipherment would not merely fill a linguistic gap, it would unlock a treasure trove of direct information from a people who have unfamiliar communicated only through their magnificent material culture. To hear their actual words, to understand their thoughts, would be to truly resurrect a lost civilization. As we linger on the quiet shores of Crete, contemplating the elegant, yet silent, script of Linear A, we are reminded of the profound depths of history still waiting to be explored. It is a mystery that beckons, a testament to the sophistication of ancient minds, and a quiet invitation to imagine the vibrant Minoan voices that once gave life to these unreadable marks, now whispering across the millennia. Let this gentle enigma guide your thoughts as we drift deeper into the night. As we gently glide from the administrative tablets of Linear A, our journey across the ancient world brings us to an object of singular mystery, a marvel that stands alone in the archaeological record, the Phaistos disc, discovered in 1908. Within the ruins of the Minoan palace of Phaistos on the island of Crete. This fired clay disc dates back to the Middle or Late Minoan Bronze Age, around 1700 BC. It is a solitary whisper from an ancient time, unlike any other artifacts ever unearthed, a testament to a unique moment of creation that has baffled scholars for over a century. Imagine holding this disc in your hands. It is about 6 inches in diameter, a perfectly round clay object, baked to a hard, ready shallow, preserving its secrets through the millennia. But it's not just its age or material that captivates. It is what is inscribed upon its surface. Both sides of the disc are covered with a spiraling sequence of unique pictorial symbols pressed into the wet clay before firing. There are 241 signs in total, made from 45 distinct stamps. These aren't hand-drawn, they are impressed, suggesting a rudimentary form of movable type or seals were used, making it one of the earliest known instances of such a technique in history. This mechanical precision adds another layer to its enigmatic charm, implying a deliberate and organized system, yet one we have no other evidence for. The profound mystery of the Kryptos disc lies in its utter uniqueness. While Linear A, our previous focus, presents a challenge due to its unknown language and insufficient bilingual texts, the Kryptos disc takes this difficulty to an extreme. We have only this one example. There are no other discs, no other tablets, no other inscriptions found anywhere that bear these specific 45 pictorial symbols arranged in this particular spiral fashion. It exists as an isolated linguistic island, a single data point in a vast ocean of forgotten communication. This one-off nature is the ultimate barrier to decipherment. How does one begin to crack a code when there's no repetition, no broader context, and no larger corpus of text to compare it against? Naturally, the uniqueness of the Kryptos disc has spawned a myriad of wild and imaginative theories regarding its purpose and meaning. Some scholars have speculated it could be a prayer or a hymn, its spiraling text meant to be read aloud in a ceremonial context. Others have suggested it's a board game, its symbols perhaps representing moves or scores. More scholarly analyses have proposed it could be a decree, a magical incantation, or even an early astronomical calendar. However, without any other examples of the script, or any known bilingual inscription, these remain fascinating but ultimately unprovable conjectures. Each theory is an attempt to impose meaning onto a canvas that remains stubbornly blank to our understanding, a silent observer of centuries of human curiosity. The symbols themselves are tantalizingly evocative. We see human figures, animals, plants, tools, and structures, a rich visual vocabulary, yet one whose syntax and semantics are completely unknown. Is the sequence read from the center outwards, or vice versa? Does each symbol represent a word, a syllable, or a concept? Are they purely pictorial, or do they carry phonetic value? These fundamental questions remain unanswered. The lack of context leaves us adrift, like an archaeologist finding a single, perfectly preserved page from a book, but having no idea what book it came from, who wrote it, or what language it's in. The significance of the Kryptos disc, even in its undeciphered state, is immense. It stands as a testament to the advanced intellectual and artistic capabilities of the Minoan civilization, demonstrating their capacity for sophisticated, symbolic thought and innovative methods of inscription. It forces us to confront the limitations of our knowledge, reminding us that even with the most intriguing artifacts, some secrets may simply be too deeply buried in time to ever fully surface. Its solitary nature makes it a profound symbol of the vast amount of lost human ingenuity and communication, a quiet, swirling enigma that invites contemplation and wonder. As we continue to gaze upon this remarkable disc, let its silence be a gentle guide, easing your mind into a deeper state of calm. The Kryptos disc, forever spiraling its unreadable message, reminds us of the enduring beauty in the unknown, and the peaceful acceptance of mysteries that may never be fully solved. It is a moment to simply observe, to wonder, and to let your thoughts drift along its ancient, silent curves. as we gently drift away from the singular enigma of the Phastos disk. Our quest for forgotten voices now takes us eastward, towards the vast, fertile plains of what is today Pakistan and India. Here, between approximately 2500 and 1900 BCE, flourished one of the ancient world's most magnificent and sprawling civilizations, the Indus Valley Civilization. A culture of immense urban planning, sophisticated trade networks, and remarkable artistic expression. It remains, in many ways, an intellectual ghost, for its intricate script, found predominantly on seals and pottery, is another profound mystery that continues to resist all attempts at decipherment. Imagine bustling cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, with their impressive drainage systems, granaries, and meticulously planned layouts. A vibrant society, clearly capable of complex administration and deep thought, yet the direct voice of its people remains silent. The most common form of the Indus script appears on small, rectangular steatite seals, often depicting animals like unicorns, humped bulls, and elephants, accompanied by short sequences of these enigmatic signs. It's as if they left us postcards from a lost world, filled with beautiful imagery, but written in an unbreakable code. What knowledge, what stories, what wisdom did these remarkable people wish to convey? The script itself is composed of around 400 distinct signs. This number is generally considered too high for an alphabet which typically has 20 to 40 characters, and too low for a purely logographic system where each word has a unique symbol, like Chinese, which can have thousands. This intermediate number suggests it might be a logosyllabic script, where some signs represent whole words and others represent syllables. The signs are often arranged in short sequences, rarely exceeding 5 characters, leading to one of the central debates among scholars. Is it a true language, a fully developed writing system capable of encoding complex thought? Or is it a proto-writing system, a collection of non-linguistic symbols used for administrative or ritualistic purposes? This moral dilemma for linguists and archaeologists is profound. If the Indus script is indeed a full writing system, its decipherment would unlock an unprecedented window into the beliefs, governance, literature, and daily lives of one of humanity's largest and earliest civilizations. We would suddenly gain direct access to their thoughts, their history, their very soul. But if it is merely a system of symbols, perhaps tally marks, cultic signs, or ownership markers, then the hope of reading extensive narratives vanishes. This intellectual struggle highlights the yearning we feel to connect with these lost voices, to hear what they truly had to say. The attempts to decipher the Indus script have been as varied as the theories surrounding its nature. Many researchers, particularly those from India, propose a connection to Dravidian languages, a family of languages still spoken in southern India today, suggesting that the modern Dravidian speakers might be descendants of the Indus Valley people. Other theories, though less supported, have explored links to Indo-Aryan or even Sumerian languages. Computational analysis has been employed to identify patterns, word divisions, and grammatical structures, yet no breakthrough has been universally accepted. The lack of bilingual texts, once again, proves to be the greatest obstacle, leaving researchers to grope in the dark, without a lamp to guide their way. Imagine yourself as an archaeologist, carefully unearthing one of these seals, feeling the cool clay in your hand, seeing the perfectly preserved glyphs. What emotions would stir within you? The immense thrill of discovery, certainly, but also a profound sense of responsibility and curiosity. What if that tiny inscription held the key to understanding an entire empire? This what if fuels the relentless pursuit of decipherment, a testament to humanity's unquenchable thirst for knowledge. The potential cultural impact of deciphering the Indus script is immense. It could reshape our understanding of ancient South Asian history, providing direct evidence for the social structures, religious practices, and political organizations of a civilization that thrived for centuries. It could resolve long-standing debates about the origins of languages in the region and shed light on the interactions between the Indus Valley, Mesopotamia, and other ancient cultures. Its silence is not merely a linguistic void, but a profound barrier to understanding one of the most sophisticated and enduring ancient societies, an entire civilization patiently waiting for its voice to be heard again. As we conclude our contemplation of the Indus script, let the image of its tiny, yet powerful, seals settle into your thoughts. These ancient marks, holding the potential for lost epics and forgotten wisdom, serve as a gentle reminder of the vast untold stories embedded in the very earth beneath our feet. Allow the quiet grandeur of this lost civilization to accompany you further into a state of deep tranquility. As we continue our journey through history's most beautiful and unyielding mysteries, as we journey deeper into the annals of ancient communication, leaving behind the silent cities of the Indus Valley, our path now leads us to an even more distant epoch, to the very dawn of written history. We arrive in ancient Elam, a powerful civilization that flourished in what is modern-day Iran, where, from approximately 3100 to 2900 BCP, one of the oldest undeciphered scripts in the world emerged, Proto-Elamite. This is not just an ancient text. It is a direct glimpse into the foundational moments when humanity first began to systematically record its thoughts, transforming fleeting sounds into enduring symbols. Imagine standing at the precipice of written language, witnessing the very first attempts to capture complex ideas on clay. Proto-Elamite represents a pivotal moment, predating many other major writing systems. It appeared around the same time as early Sumerian cuneiform in Mesopotamia, suggesting a vibrant period of intellectual ferment where the very concept of writing was taking shape across different cultures. While its exact relationship to these contemporary scripts is debated, its existence underscores a universal human impulse to transcend the limitations of spoken word, to create a lasting legacy of thought and information. The script itself is a fascinating blend of simplicity and complexity. It features a considerable number of distinct signs, perhaps 1,000 or more, leading scholars to believe it was primarily a logographic system, where each symbol represented a word or a concept, similar to early hieroglyphs. Yet, there are also signs that appear to have syllabic values, hinting at a more phonetic component. Picture these early scribes, pressing wedges and lines into soft clay tablets, meticulously crafting these symbols to represent administrative details, economic transactions, or perhaps even early religious narratives. The tablets, often small and unassuming, are nevertheless profound archives of a nascent intellectual tradition, holding within them the embryonic forms of what would become the vast libraries of human knowledge. The mystery of Proto-Elamite is compounded by the fact that the underlying language it represents, the Elamite language itself, is only partially understood in its later forms. The earliest form, the Proto-Elamite language, is almost entirely unknown. This creates a dual challenge. Not only must scholars decipher the signs, but they must also reconstruct the grammar and vocabulary of a language that has vanished from common memory. It's akin to finding an ancient musical score but having no idea what instruments were used, what notes they played, or even the style of music it was meant to convey. The silence of the language reverberates, making the task of decipherment profoundly intricate. Despite these formidable obstacles, the quest to unlock Proto-Elamite continues. Driven by advanced computational analysis and painstaking comparative linguistics, researchers use sophisticated algorithms to identify recurring patterns, statistical anomalies, and structural consistencies within the available texts. They compare the signs to those of contemporary scripts, looking for faint echoes or shared principles. Each new fragment, each newly analyzed sequence, offers a tiny glimmer of hope, a potential thread in the vast, tangled tapestry of ancient communication. The goal is not just to read a series of symbols, but to understand the very structure of thought of a people living at the dawn of history. To grasp the foundational concepts they deemed worthy of permanent record, the significance of deciphering Proto-Elamite would be immense. It would not only shed light on the early history of writing itself, revealing how these foundational systems developed and spread, but also provide an unparalleled insight into the early Elamite civilization. We would gain direct access to their economic practices, their social hierarchies, their religious beliefs, and their earliest intellectual achievements. It is a portal to understanding the very first bureaucratic and conceptual frameworks of one of the ancient world's major powers. This would allow us to chart the trajectory of human thought and organization from its earliest documented stages, enriching our understanding of our collective past. As we conclude our contemplation of Proto-Elamite, let the image of those ancient clay tablets, etched with the genesis of writing, settle peacefully in your mind. This script, born at the very dawn of human record-keeping, stands as a testament to our enduring drive to communicate, to preserve, and to understand. It's a quiet reminder of how far we've come, and how many profound secrets still lie at the beginning of our written history, inviting a sense of grounding and tranquil wonder as you drift deeper into rest. This foundational mystery underscores the profound impact of lost knowledge, yet also the enduring beauty of its quiet, patient wait for understanding. As our quiet journey through the profound history of writing continues, we now turn our attention to Europe, venturing back to a time even more ancient than the civilizations we have just explored. Our destination is the Neolithic period, a time before bronze or iron, a period marked by early agricultural communities and the very first stirrings of complex symbolic thought. Here, we encounter not grand manuscripts, but humble artifacts that pose monumental questions: the Dispilio tablet and the broader collection of Vinca symbols. These ancient marks, dating back thousands of years, challenge our very definition of what constitutes writing and compel us to consider Europe's own deep, mysterious past. Imagine a tranquil lake settlement in northern Greece, preserved beneath the waters for millennia. In 1993, during archaeological excavations at Dispilio, a remarkable discovery was made: a wooden tablet, inscribed with a series of abstract symbols. This artifact, carbon dated to around 5200 BCE, is far older than Sumerian cuneiform or Egyptian hieroglyphs. It suggests a form of structured symbolic notation, pushing back the timeline for organized written communication in Europe by thousands of years, if confirmed as true writing. The tablet itself is a small, unassuming piece of wood, yet its silent marks carry the weight of immense historical potential, a potential key to understanding the intellectual life of Neolithic Europeans. The controversy surrounding the Dispilio tablet is precisely what makes it so intriguing. Scholars are locked in a moral dilemma. Do these symbols represent a genuine, albeit rudimentary, writing system, Or are they merely a collection of decorative or religious signs? A form of proto-writing that never fully evolved into a language encoding script. The number of unique symbols is relatively small, and the context of their use often seems ritualistic rather than administrative. This debate highlights a fundamental challenge in archaeology, distinguishing between purposeful communication and mere decoration, between an emergent language and a system of non-linguistic marks. Yet, the very act of carving these symbols with such apparent care suggests an intent to convey meaning. A silent conversation across millennia. Further south, across southeastern Europe, lies an even more extensive body of evidence. The Vinca symbols, also known from the Tarkria tablets found in Romania. These symbols, dating from approximately 5500 to 4500 BCE, are found on pottery, figurines, and small clay tablets, unearthed across a vast region. The Vinca culture, a highly sophisticated Neolithic society, left behind a rich artistic legacy, and these abstract marks are part of that heritage. Like the Despilio tablet, these symbols exhibit a consistent pattern and recurrence, leading many to believe they are more than just random doodles. They represent a shared cultural vocabulary, a system of signs that held meaning for the people who created them. The mystery deepens when we consider the sheer antiquity of these marks. If the Despilio tablet and the Vinca symbols indeed proved to be early forms of writing, they would predate the established cradles of writing in Mesopotamia and Egypt. This would necessitate a radical rethinking of how and where writing first developed. Could Europe have been an independent site for the invention of script? Or do these simply represent a universal human tendency towards symbolic representation, a step just before the full leap into complex linguistic writing? The arguments are passionate, the evidence tantalizingly ambiguous. Decipherment attempts for both the Despilio tablet and the Vinca symbols have been painstaking but largely inconclusive. Without a known underlying language, and with such a limited corpus of texts, it is incredibly difficult to move beyond mere speculation. Researchers have tried to find statistical patterns, to link them to known pictograms, or even to associate them with early Indo-European concepts, but no consensus has emerged. Each proposed interpretation remains hypothetical, a quiet echo in the vast silence of prehistory. The information gap, the absence of a reliable key, keeps these ancient marks shrouded in mystery, challenging our intellectual resolve. What is undeniable, however, is the profound significance of these artifacts. They serve as compelling evidence of sophisticated symbolic communication in Neolithic Europe. Long before the arrival of major historical empires, they invite us to reconsider the intellectual capabilities of our ancient ancestors, reminding us that the drive to convey and preserve information is deeply ingrained in the human spirit, a constant thread running through all cultures and all times. These marks are a testament to the early human capacity for abstraction, for systemization, and for the creation of meaning beyond the immediate spoken word. As we gently absorb the contemplative questions posed by the Despilio tablet and the Vinca symbols, let the quiet debates of scholars and the immense antiquity of these marks lull your mind into a deeper sense of peace. These ancient European whispers, still waiting for their full story to be told, remind us of the boundless mysteries that lie beneath the surface of our familiar world, inviting tranquil reflection and a gentle descent into the quiet of the night. From the contemplative questions of ancient Europe, our journey now ascends to the breathtaking heights of the Andes, to the heartland of one of the greatest empires the Americas have ever known, the Inca. This powerful civilization, flourishing from roughly 1400 to 1532 CE, accomplished monumental feats of engineering, social organization, and artistic expression, all without a conventional written script as we understand it. Instead, they relied upon a system so unique, so tactile, that it challenges our very definition of what writing can be. The Khipu. Imagine running your fingers across intricately spun cotton or camelid fibers, feeling the subtle textures of tightly wound knots. The Khipu are not written in ink on parchment, but sculpted from cord and knot. They are a three-dimensional archive, a silent library held in the hand. Each Khipu consists of a main horizontal cord from which numerous pendant cords hang, and sometimes subsidiary cords branch off from these. The color of the cords, the type of fiber, the way the cords applied, and most crucially, the number, type, and position of the knots, all are believed to carry meaning. This tactile system, almost poetic in its simplicity yet profound in its potential complexity, served as the primary means of record-keeping for an empire that stretched across vast mountains and coastal plains. The profound mystery of the Khipu lies in its dual nature. While many Khipu have been deciphered as purely numerical records, censuses, tribute accounts, inventory lists, and calendrical data, the vast majority of what scholars refer to as narrative keepers remain stubbornly undeciphered. For the Inca, these knotted cords were not merely accounting tools. They were the memory of the state, the stories of their rulers, the genealogies of their people, and perhaps even their epic poems and spiritual teachings. To understand only the numbers is to read only the spine of a book, while the rich content of its pages remains a mystery. The challenge of decipherment here is fundamentally different from that of textual scripts. We are not looking for phonetic values or logographic symbols in a visual sense. Instead, we are trying to understand a complex system of encoded information where meaning is derived from physical attributes, the texture, color, and structure of the cords, combined with the precise geometry of the knots. Is a particular knot type a verb? Does a specific color denote a person or a place? These are the questions that haunt Khipu researchers, compelling them to look beyond the conventional boundaries of linguistics. Attempts at unlocking the narrative Khipu have involved meticulous cataloging, statistical analysis, and comparisons with surviving Spanish colonial documents that sometimes refer to the Khipu. Some researchers have proposed fascinating theories. Perhaps the binary nature of some knots could represent linguistic units, or the Khipu might even be a form of mnemonic device, designed to aid a reciter in recalling complex narratives that were primarily oral. However, without a true Rosetta Khipu, a set of knotted cords with a known, parallel written translation, definitive progress is agonizingly slow. The underlying Inca language, Quechua, is still spoken today, but the connection between the spoken word and the knotted record is the missing link. The Khipu represent a remarkable reverse theory in the study of writing systems, challenging our assumptions that writing must be visual and two-dimensional. It highlights the incredible ingenuity of human cultures to devise entirely different methods of encoding and transmitting knowledge. For the Inca, these knotted cords were their libraries, their government archives, their sacred texts. To unravel their secrets would be to recover the very fabric of Inca thought and history, allowing us to understand a powerful civilization through its own unique, tactile voice. Imagine the lost histories, the silenced songs, the forgotten wisdom that might be intricately woven into these ancient knots. Each Khipu is a silent testament to a world that existed before the Spanish conquest, a world that communicated its essence through touch and pattern. As we contemplate the quiet power of these knotted histories, let their unique beauty and enduring mystery gently draw you deeper into a state of serene contemplation. The Khipu remind us that knowledge takes many forms, and some of the most profound stories are still waiting to be felt, rather than read, inviting you to embrace the stillness of the night. From the contemplative questions of ancient Europe, our journey now ascends to the breathtaking heights of the Andes, to the heartland of one of the greatest empires the Americas have ever known, the Inca. This powerful civilization, flourishing from roughly 1400 to 1532 CE, accomplished monumental feats of engineering, social organization, and artistic expression, all without a conventional written script as we understand it. Instead, they relied upon a system so unique, so tactile, that it challenges our very definition of what writing can be, the Khipu. Imagine running your fingers across intricately spun cotton or camelid fibers, feeling the subtle textures of tightly wound knots. The Khipu are not written in ink on parchment, but sculpted from cord and knot. They are a three-dimensional archive, a silent library held in the hand. Each Khipu consists of a main horizontal cord from which numerous pendant cords hang, and sometimes subsidiary cords branch off from these. The color of the cords, the type of fiber, the way the cords are plied, and most crucially, the number, type, and position of the knots, all are believed to carry meaning. This tactile system, almost poetic in its simplicity yet profound in its potential complexity, served as the primary means of record-keeping for an empire that stretched across vast mountains and coastal plains. The profound mystery of the Khipu lies in its dual nature. While many Khipu have been deciphered as purely numerical records, censuses, tribute accounts, inventory lists, and calendrical data, the vast majority of what scholars refer to as narrative keepers remain stubbornly undeciphered. For the Inca, these knotted cords were not merely accounting tools. They were the memory of the state, the stories of their rulers, the genealogies of their people, and perhaps even their epic poems and spiritual teachings. To understand only the numbers is to read only the spine of a book, while the rich content of its pages remains a mystery. The challenge of decipherment here is fundamentally different from that of textual scripts. We are not looking for phonetic values or logographic symbols in a visual sense. Instead, we are trying to understand a complex system of encoded information where meaning is derived from physical attributes. The texture, color, and structure of the cords, combined with the precise geometry of the knots. Is a particular knot type a verb? Does a specific color denote a person or a place? These are the questions that haunt Khipu researchers, compelling them to look beyond the conventional boundaries of linguistics. Attempts at unlocking the narrative Khipu have involved meticulous cataloging, statistical analysis, and comparisons with surviving Spanish colonial documents that sometimes refer to the Khipu. Some researchers have proposed fascinating theories. Perhaps the binary nature of some knots could represent linguistic units, or the Khipu might even be a form of mnemonic device, designed to aid a reciter in recalling complex narratives that were primarily oral. However, without a true Rosetta Khipu, a set of knotted chords with a known parallel written translation, definitive progress is agonizingly slow. The underlying Inca language, Quechua, is still spoken today, but the connection between the spoken word and the knotted record is the missing link. The Khipu represent a remarkable reverse theory in the study of writing systems, challenging our assumptions that writing must be visual and two-dimensional. It highlights the incredible ingenuity of human cultures to devise entirely different methods of encoding and transmitting knowledge. For the Inca, these knotted cords were their libraries, their government archives, their sacred texts. To unravel their secrets would be to recover the very fabric of Inca thought and history. allowing us to understand a powerful civilization through its own unique, tactile voice. Imagine the lost histories, the silenced songs, the forgotten wisdom that might be intricately woven into these ancient knots. Each Khipu is a silent testament to a world that existed before the Spanish conquest. A world that communicated its essence through touch and pattern. As we contemplate the quiet power of these knotted histories, let their unique beauty and enduring mystery gently draw you deeper into a state of serene contemplation. The Khipu remind us that knowledge takes many forms, and some of the most profound stories are still waiting to be felt, rather than read, inviting you to embrace the stillness of the night. After exploring the unique, tactile records of the Inca Khipu, our tranquil journey through forgotten scripts now brings us to the ancient city of Byblos, nestled on the sun-drenched coast of what is now modern-day Lebanon. Byblos was one of the oldest continually inhabited cities in the world, a vibrant port and a pivotal trade hub in the ancient Mediterranean, famous for its cedar wood and for giving its name to the Bible. It was in this crucible of cultural exchange, during the 2nd millennium BCE, that archaeologists unearthed another enigmatic script, the Byblos syllabary. Imagine the bustling port of Byblos ships arriving from Egypt, Mesopotamia, and the Aegean, bringing with them not only exotic goods, but also new ideas, languages, and writing systems. It was against this rich backdrop that the Byblos syllabary emerged, a script found inscribed on copper plates, spatulas, and stone monuments. These artifacts, discovered primarily during excavations in the mid-20th century, are silent witnesses to a complex society that meticulously recorded its affairs, its dedications, and perhaps its very history, in a manner still largely unknown to us. The mystery of the Byblos syllabary lies in its distinct nature. At first glance, its signs appear somewhat reminiscent of Egyptian hieroglyphs, suggesting a potential influence from its powerful neighbor to the south. However, upon closer inspection, the script reveals itself to be a syllabaria system where each symbol represents a syllable rather than a single letter or a whole word. This structure sets it apart from both the logographic nature of Egyptian hieroglyphs and the cuneiform systems of Mesopotamia. It represents a unique intellectual development, seemingly unrelated to these dominant writing traditions, asserting its own distinct identity in the ancient world. The number of signs, around 100, is consistent with a syllabic system, adding to the intrigue of its independent evolution. The very location of Byblos, at a crossroads of ancient civilizations, makes its script particularly fascinating. This was a city where Phoenician traders would soon develop the alphabet, a revolutionary system that would profoundly influence Greek, Latin, and ultimately much of the world's writing. Was the Byblos syllabary a precursor to this alphabetic revolution? Or was it a parallel experiment, a different path taken in the quest for efficient written communication? The answers remain elusive, adding another layer to the city's already rich historical tapestry. Decipherment attempts for the Byblos syllabary have been ongoing, driven by the tantalizing possibility of unlocking the secrets of this important ancient trade hub. Early efforts focused on comparing its signs to both Egyptian hieroglyphs and the later Phoenician alphabet, searching for a linguistic bridge. Some scholars have proposed that the underlying language is an early form of Phoenician, or a related Northwest Semitic language. This theory is supported by the geographical context and the cultural interactions known to have occurred in the region. However, due to the limited number of known inscriptions, only about a dozen short texts, and the lack of any comprehensive bilingual texts, conclusive decipherment has proven exceedingly difficult. Imagine the frustration of scholars holding a piece of copper with precise, elegant markings, knowing that it holds a message, but lacking the definitive key. Each proposed decipherment offers a partial solution, suggesting meanings for a few signs or words, but none has been able to convincingly translate entire passages with consistency and broad academic acceptance. The curiosity gap here is immense. We know a powerful culture created this. We know it existed at a pivotal moment in the history of writing, but its exact linguistic lineage and content remain obscured. Unlocking the Biblis syllabary would offer unparalleled insights into the early 2nd millennium BCE, a period of dynamic cultural exchange in the Eastern Mediterranean. It would shed light on the economic and political organization of Byblos itself, revealing its specific trade agreements, its administrative structures, and perhaps even its diplomatic correspondence. More broadly, its decipherment could provide crucial evidence regarding the development of early writing systems, particularly the transition from complex pictographic and syllabic scripts towards the simpler, more efficient alphabets. It would allow us to understand the intellectual journey of a civilization that played a foundational role in human communication. As we gently absorb the complexities of the Biblis syllabary, let the image of that bustling ancient port settle peacefully in your mind. This script, born at a crossroads of civilizations, stands as a quiet testament to the ingenuity of human communication and the enduring quest to connect with our past. It's a tranquil reminder that some of history's most profound puzzles are often found in the most unexpected places, inviting calm contemplation and a peaceful descent into the quiet of the night. Leaving the ancient trade routes of the Mediterranean, our tranquil journey now takes us across another vast ocean to the lush, verdant lands of Mesoamerica, the birthplace of some of the Western Hemisphere's most profound and earliest civilizations. Here, amidst the humid lowlands of modern-day Mexico, the Olmec civilization flourished from around 1500 to 400 BCE, often referred to as the Mother Culture due to its foundational influence on later societies like the Maya and Aztec. It is within the remnants of this powerful and mysterious civilization that we encounter another breathtaking enigma, what is believed to be the earliest known writing system in the Americas, particularly exemplified by the remarkable Catskill block. Imagine the dense rainforest, the sounds of unseen life, and the quiet labor of ancient hands shaping stone. In 1999, an extraordinary discovery was made by construction workers near Catskill, a village in the Olmec heartland. They unearthed a serpentine block, approximately 14 inches long, 8 inches wide, and 5 inches thick. This seemingly unassuming stone, however, was covered on one side with 62 intricately carved glyphs, arranged in what appears to be a deliberate, linear sequence. Carbon dating and the archaeological context placed this artifact at around 900 BCE, making it significantly older than any other confirmed writing in the Americas. This discovery sent ripples of excitement through the archaeological community, forcing a complete rethinking of the timeline for literacy in the New World. It was a profound deconstruction of previous assumptions, revealing an intellectual sophistication that pushed back boundaries of understanding. The mystery of the Catskill block, and indeed Olmec writing in general, lies in its unique iconography and its isolated nature. The 62 glyphs themselves are a captivating array of images, insects, corn, fish, and various abstract shapes. Some resemble objects from daily life, while others are entirely symbolic, their meaning lost to the passage of time. They are distinct from later Mesoamerican scripts, bearing their own peculiar aesthetic and structure. This creates an immediate challenge. without a larger corpus of texts or any known bilingual inscription. Understanding the context and the underlying language of these symbols becomes an immense task. It is as if we have found a single page from a very old, very important book, but the rest of the library is still hidden. Decipherment attempts for the Kaskyl block have been cautious and primarily observational. Scholars have identified recurring patterns and sequences of glyphs, suggesting a structured form of communication rather than random decoration. Some sequences appear to repeat, implying a grammatical or thematic consistency. However, the short length of the text on the block, combined with the absence of other extensive Olmec inscriptions, means that any proposed solution remains highly speculative. There are no definitive phonetic readings, no clear translation of entire sentences. The block remains a silent witness, holding its secrets close, defying easy interpretation despite intense academic scrutiny. The strategic purpose of understanding this early American writing is immense. The Olmec are revered as the mother culture of Mesoamerica, their artistic, religious, and political innovations laying the groundwork for subsequent civilizations like the Maya, Zapotic, and Teotihuacan. The existence of a sophisticated writing system at such an early date profoundly underscores their intellectual achievements. It suggests a society with the need to record complex ideas, perhaps administrative records, religious narratives, or even historical accounts, long before previous evidence indicated. To truly understand the Olmec, to hear their ancient voice, would be to unlock the foundational intellectual heritage of an entire continent. It would fill a crucial gap in our understanding of how civilizations in the Americas developed their unique forms of knowledge and communication. As we gently reflect on the groundbreaking implications of the Kaskyl block, let its ancient symbols and the quiet ingenuity of the Olmec people settle peacefully in your mind. This solitary stone, etched with the earliest hand of the Americas, reminds us of the profound human drive to communicate across time, and the enduring wonder of mysteries that patiently await their full revelation. Allow this quiet contemplation to guide you further into the gentle calm of the night. As we continue to explore the silent whispers of lost civilizations, as our quiet exploration of Mesoamerica's ancient voices continues, we move further into the heartland of what is now Oaxaca, Mexico, to encounter the sophisticated Zapotic civilization. Flourishing from around 500 BCE to 900 CE, the Zapotic people built impressive urban centers, most notably Monte Albon, atop a flattened mountain. Here, carved into the very stone of their monumental architecture, lies another enigmatic script, Zapotic writing. This script, a testament to their enduring legacy, speaks to us through silent stones, telling stories we can almost touch, but not yet fully comprehend. Imagine standing on the ancient terraces of Monte Albon, feeling the cool stone beneath your bare feet, gazing up at towering buildings adorned with intricately carved inscriptions. These are not mere decorations, they are the enduring records of a powerful and intellectual people. The Zapotic script is primarily found on stele, tomb walls, and carved slabs, often depicting historical events, calendrical dates, and the names of rulers or captives. This monumental quality of the script suggests a public and official purpose, intended to convey authority, commemorate victories, and record the passage of time for generations to come. It's a silent chronicle, etched into the landscape itself, a profound connection between earth, sky, and human history. The nature of Zapotic writing is understood to be logosyllabic, a complex system where some signs represent entire words or concepts, logograms, while others represent syllables. This blend of visual and phonetic elements makes it both rich in expression and challenging to decipher. There are fewer signs than in earlier Olmec writing, indicating a more streamlined and perhaps more advanced system. However, unlike some later Mesoamerican scripts, like Maya, Zapotec writing lacks the extensive number of surviving texts needed to establish a comprehensive understanding of its full linguistic content. Each carved stone offers a glimpse, a fragment of a larger narrative, but the complete story remains hidden. Decipherment efforts have made progress, particularly in understanding the calendrical and numerical elements of the Zapotec script. Scholars have successfully identified glyphs representing days, months, and years, allowing for the dating of many monuments. This ability to place events precisely within time has offered invaluable insights into Zapotec chronology and historical sequences. We can, for example, pinpoint the date of a ruler's accession or a significant battle. Yet, beyond these temporal markers, the full linguistic content, the actual words and sentences that describe these events, the names of the individuals involved, or the deeper religious meanings, remains largely elusive. The silence of the underlying Zapotec language is the ultimate barrier, preventing us from truly hearing the voices of those who carved these stones. The strategic purpose of deciphering Zapotec writing is to unlock a unique chapter in Mesoamerican history. While the Maya script is more widely known and studied, the Zapotec developed their writing system independently and concurrently, demonstrating a distinct writing tradition within the region. Its full decipherment would provide direct, indigenous accounts of their political history, their religious beliefs, their social structures, and their daily lives, unmediated by external interpretations. Imagine understanding their cosmology, their myths, their prophecies, directly from their own carved words. It would allow us to appreciate the true intellectual diversity and profound achievements of ancient Mesoamerican peoples, offering a richer tapestry of human experience. Consider the Zapotec people who meticulously carved these inscriptions into hard stone. What were their thoughts as they worked? What messages were they most eager to preserve for eternity? Perhaps they felt the weight of history, the importance of their rulers' deeds, or the sacredness of their calendrical cycles. To imagine their motivations, their craftsmanship, and their desire to communicate across time is to engage in an act of empathy, a silent connection to a past that still whispers through the Oaxaca valleys. As we conclude our contemplation of Zapotec writing, let the image of those silent, majestic stones, embedded with lost narratives, settle gently in your mind. These ancient marks, holding the potential for untold histories and forgotten wisdom, serve as a peaceful reminder of the enduring human quest for expression, and the profound mysteries that still await their full revelation beneath the earth. Allow this quiet contemplation to guide you further into the gentle calm of the night, as we continue to explore the silent whispers of civilizations long past. As our tranquil journey through Mesoamerica's ancient civilizations progresses, we now traverse the narrow land bridge known as the Isthmus of Tehuantepec, a vital corridor in what is now southern Mexico. Here, from approximately 300 BCE to 500 CE, another complex and highly developed writing system emerged, the Isthmian script, also sometimes referred to as Epelmic script. This script represents a fascinating evolution from earlier forms, serving as a powerful testament to the intellectual dynamism of early American cultures and their deep connection to the cosmos. Imagine this vibrant region, a bridge between two oceans, teeming with diverse cultures and ideas. The Isthmian script is found on a variety of artifacts, including stele monuments, and small, carved objects. Unlike the relatively sparse inscriptions of the Olmec Cascale block, the Isthmian script offers longer, more intricate texts, providing a richer, albeit still silent, body of evidence for its complexity. These inscriptions were clearly public declarations meant to be seen and understood by the populace, embedding important information within the very fabric of their constructed world. Each glyph, a delicate carving in stone, speaks volumes of a civilization eager to communicate profound truths. The mystery of the Isthmian script deepens when we consider its advanced nature. It is a complex hieroglyphic system, incorporating elements that are more developed than the earlier Olmec writing. Scholars have identified several hundred distinct glyphs, suggesting a sophisticated logosyllabic structure where symbols could represent whole words, concepts, or phonetic syllables. This complexity points to a society with highly specialized scribes and a deep reverence for written knowledge. The sheer artistry and precision of the carvings reflect a meticulous attention to detail, indicating the profound cultural value placed upon these inscriptions. One of the most compelling aspects of the Isthmian script is its strong association with early Mesoamerican calendrical systems, particularly the long count calendar. This sophisticated chronological system, also famously used by the Maya, precisely tracks the passage of time over vast periods, beginning from a mythical creation date. Many Isthmian inscriptions include elaborate long count dates, allowing archaeologists to precisely date the monuments and the events they commemorate. This connection illustrates a profound explanatory scientific mechanism at play. The script was not merely for recording words, but for anchoring human history and ritual within the grand, cyclical flow of cosmic time. It encoded a worldview where human events were intimately tied to celestial movements, despite the relative abundance of longer texts compared to the Olmec Cascale block, and the ability to read the calendrical dates. The full linguistic content of the Isthmian script remains largely undeciphered. Scholars, using authority techniques of comparative linguistics and epigraphy, have made limited progress in understanding the non-calendrical portions of the texts. The primary barrier, once again, is the unknown underlying language. While it is certainly a Mesoamerican language, its exact relationship to later languages like Zoque or Mix is still debated. Without a linguistic Rosetta Stone, a bilingual inscription with a known language, the precise meaning of most glyphs, beyond their calendrical function, remains tantalizingly out of reach. We can read when an event happened, but not what the event was, or who was involved. This creates a fascinating nested curiosity for us. We can decode the time, but the story within that time remains a puzzle. What did these ancient peoples wish to record about their rulers, their wars, their prophecies, or their gods, when they so carefully marked the passage of epochs? The decipherment of the Isthmian script would offer unparalleled insights into the intellectual and cosmological foundations of early Mesoamerican thought. It would illuminate the intricate connections between writing, astronomy, and power in a civilization that predated the classical Maya, providing a missing link in our understanding of the region's cultural evolution. It would be like discovering a lost chapter in humanity's grand book of knowledge. As we gently absorb the intricate designs and cosmic timeframes of the Isthmian script, let its complex beauty and the profound sophistication of its creators settle peacefully in your mind. This ancient writing, a bridge across time and culture, reminds us of the endless ingenuity of the human spirit to craft meaning from symbols, and the enduring power of mysteries that patiently await their full revelation. Allow this quiet contemplation to guide you further into the gentle calm of the night. as we prepare to journey to another lost voice from an ancient kingdom, as our tranquil journey through ancient scripts continues. We now shift our gaze to the sun-baked landscapes of northeast Africa, to the ancient kingdom of Kush, a powerful and influential civilization that once thrived along the Nile River in what is modern-day Sudan. Here, from approximately 300 BCE to 400 CE, the Meroitic script emerged, a unique writing system that presents a fascinating paradox. A script we can largely read aloud, but a language whose meaning remains almost entirely unknown. Imagine the grandeur of the Meroitic pyramids, the bustling trade routes, and the sophisticated culture that interacted with both ancient Egypt and the Roman Empire. The Meroitic script is found on numerous monuments, funerary stelae, and offering tables, etched into stone and painted on pottery. It speaks of a powerful royal lineage, of rich religious practices, and a vibrant daily life that left its mark across the Nubian landscape. These inscriptions are a direct testament to the Meroitic people's desire to record their history, their faith, and their identity for eternity. The mystery of Meroitic is particularly compelling because, unlike many other scripts we've explored, the script itself is relatively well understood. It is an alphasyllabic system, meaning its symbols represent either consonants followed by an inherent vowel like ba, ka, or individual vowels. Thanks to a few bilingual inscriptions, primarily Meroitic Egyptian texts, scholars have been able to transliterate the Meroitic signs into sounds. We can, with reasonable confidence, pronounce the words as the Meroitic people would have. This is a significant achievement, a triumph of epigraphy. We know how they spoke, but the profound challenge, the central mystery, lies in not knowing what they spoke. This creates a powerful contrast. We can articulate their words, but we cannot understand their meaning. The Meroitic language itself, which the script records, is almost completely unknown. It belongs to no major African language family, nor does it appear closely related to Egyptian or any other well-documented ancient language. It stands alone, a linguistic orphan in the vast tapestry of human communication. Imagine hearing a beautiful song, sung in perfect harmony, but having no idea what the lyrics mean, no context for the emotions they convey. That is the essence of the Meroitic puzzle. Decipherment efforts have therefore moved beyond simply transliterating the script to the far more challenging task of understanding the underlying language. Linguists and philologists have painstakingly analyzed word frequencies, identified recurring phrases, and attempted to match them with possible semantic categories based on the context of the inscriptions, for example, royal titles, religious offerings. However, without a true Rosetta Stone for the language, a substantial bilingual text where the Meroitic language is translated into a known tongue, structural, linguistic analysis remains incredibly difficult. The absence of a key for the vocabulary and grammar of an entire lost language creates a massive information gap. Many efforts have attempted to link Meroitic to various Nilo-Saharan or Afroasiatic languages, but no definitive connection has gained widespread academic acceptance. The significance of unlocking the Meroitic language is immense. The Kingdom of Kush was not a peripheral state. It was a major power in ancient Africa, influencing and interacting with its neighbors for centuries. Its decipherment would provide direct, indigenous insights into its political organization, its economy, its unique religious beliefs distinct from those of Egypt, and its rich cultural heritage. It would allow us to hear the actual voices of the Meroitic kings and queens, their priests and their people, reshaping our understanding of a powerful and influential kingdom that played a crucial role in the ancient world. It would be like turning on a light in a dimly lit, magnificent hall of history. As we gently contemplate the Meroitic script, so readable yet so profoundly silent in its meaning, let the echoes of this ancient African kingdom settle peacefully in your mind. This script, a testament to the complex layers of linguistic mystery, reminds us that the quest for knowledge is an ongoing journey, often revealing answers that only lead to deeper questions. Allow this quiet paradox to guide you further into the gentle calm of the night as we prepare to shift our focus to a different kind of enigma, one etched not in ancient stone but in the pages of a personal, artistic cipher. As we gently transition from the monumental scripts of ancient kingdoms, our journey now brings us closer to modern times, unveiling a different kind of linguistic puzzle, one etched not in the stone of forgotten civilizations, but penned on the intimate pages of a personal letter, holding a secret whispered between friends. We now turn our attention to the charming and enduring mystery of the Dorabella cipher, a coded message composed by the renowned British composer Edward Elgar in 1897 and sent to his young friend, Dora Penny. This delightful enigma reminds us that even in recent history, the human impulse to encrypt, to play with language, and to keep secrets remains as potent as ever. Imagine the quiet study of Edward Elgar, perhaps late in the evening, the soft glow of a lamp illuminating his desk. He was a man known for his wit and his playful nature, and Dora Penny, a close confidant, was often on the receiving end of his genial quirks. It was to her that he sent this mysterious message, a series of 87 abstract symbols meticulously arranged over 3 lines. These aren't the hieroglyphs of ancient kings or the complex knots of an empire, but simpler, almost whimsical symbols, like loops, dots, and semicircles, each one a brushstroke in a personal puzzle. The very act of its creation, so deliberate and intimate, beckons us to wonder about the message it holds. What friendly jest or deeper sentiment might be concealed within its unique design? The profound mystery of the Dorabella cipher lies in its singular, personal nature. Unlike state secrets or historical documents, this was a communication between 2 individuals, a private dialogue that has, over a century later, become a public intellectual challenge. The symbols themselves are unique, not immediately recognizable as any established code or language. They are a testament to Elgar's creative mind, extending his artistic expression beyond musical notes into the realm of cryptography. But what did he wish to say to Dora? Was it a simple greeting, a musical joke, or something far more profound, a secret that only she, and perhaps he, was ever meant to understand? For generations, the Dorabella cipher has attracted the attention of codebreakers and enthusiasts alike. Many have attempted to unlock its meaning, applying various cryptographic techniques, from simple substitution to more complex polyalphabetic ciphers. Cryptanalysts, some of them highly skilled and experienced, have pored over the 87 symbols, searching for patterns, frequencies, and structural hints that might reveal Elgar's method. Theories have ranged from a simple musical cipher, linking the symbols to notes or melodies, to a more complex literary code, perhaps based on a shared book or poem. Each attempt has been a valiant intellectual endeavor, a gentle wrestling with a puzzle designed by a master of rhythm and form. However, despite these numerous and often ingenious attempts, the Dorabella cipher remains stubbornly unsolved. Every proposed solution has, thus far, failed to produce a coherent, convincing message that stands up to scrutiny. The limited length of the message, combined with its idiosyncratic symbols, means there are very few data points to work with. There is no known plaintext to compare it against, no Rosetta Stone to provide a key. This absence of external context makes the task profoundly difficult. Relying almost entirely on an understanding of Elgar's personal quirks, his humor, and his relationship with Dora Penny, details that have largely faded with time. The enduring charm of the Dorabella cipher lies precisely in its resistance to decipherment and its deeply personal origin. It's a captivating reminder that not all great mysteries are ancient or world-altering. Some are small, intimate whispers between friends that, by design or by accident, become timeless enigmas. It allows us to feel a tangible connection to the past, not through the grandeur of empires, but through the delicate threads of human connection, friendship, and the joy of shared secrets. Perhaps the true beauty of Dorabella is that it continues to invite our speculation, sparking our imagination about what personal message, what charming secret, Elgar so carefully guarded in his whimsical script. As we conclude our contemplation of Elgar's musical enigma, let the image of those looping, dancing symbols gently settle into your mind. The Dorabella cipher reminds us of the endless fascination of hidden meanings and the peaceful acceptance of mysteries that perhaps are meant to remain unsolved, adding to the gentle mystique of history. Allow this quiet, personal puzzle to guide you further into the gentle calm of the night. As we prepare to explore another intriguing and far more public, modern inscription, as we gently leave the intimate, musical enigma of Elgar's Dorabella, our journey through unreadable texts now takes a curious turn, leading us to a landscape steeped in historical intrigue and whispered legends. The grounds of Shugborough Hall in Staffordshire, England. Here, amidst the serene beauty of an 18th century stately home, stands a monument known as the Shepherd's Monument, a seemingly innocuous work of art that harbors one of the most persistent and captivating ciphers in modern history. This isn't an ancient script from a lost civilization, but a deliberately constructed puzzle, nestled within a pastoral scene that continues to baffle and enchant those who dare to seek its hidden meaning. Imagine a grand, classical relief carving, a faithful copy of Nicolas Poussin's famous painting, E.T. in Arcadia Ego, depicting shepherds contemplating a tomb. Beneath this evocative scene, etched into the stone, lies the true heart of our mystery, a sequence of seemingly random letters. The an, on, an, is, an, over, an, what appears at first glance to be a simple collection of initials or an abbreviation, quickly reveals itself to be a meticulously placed inscription, a deliberate challenge from its creators. This enigmatic arrangement of just 10 letters, set apart from the rest of the monument's narrative, immediately establishes an information gap, compelling us to ask, what secret did the monument's patrons, Thomas Anson and George Anson, wish to safeguard for eternity? The very placement and brevity of the inscription amplify its mystique, a quiet dare to the intellectually curious. The profound mystery of the Shugborough inscription lies not just in its unreadability, but in the extraordinary web of historical legends and conspiracy theories that have woven themselves around it. It has become a magnet for speculation, often linked to grand narratives like the quest for the Holy Grail, the shadowy existence of the Priory of Sion, and the ancient secrets of the Knights Templar. These theories suggest that the inscription is a coded message, perhaps revealing the location of a priceless treasure, or a profound truth about early Christianity that was deliberately concealed from the world. This infusion of historical lore elevates the cipher from a mere puzzle to a potential key unlocking centuries of hidden history, a dramatic what-if that has captivated minds for generations. Decipherment attempts for the Shugborough inscription have been as varied and persistent as the theories themselves. Many have tried to interpret the letters as anagrams of Latin phrases or as initials for a secret society. One popular theory suggests it spells out a message from the Knights Templar, perhaps Orator, Utomoya Solveris, Vox Vallis, or Biblis, is all to be solved in Vox Valley, linking it to other European mysteries. Another proposes a connection to a biblical quote or a verse from a poem. However, each of these proposed solutions, while clever and often highly imaginative, ultimately falls short. They fail to gain widespread academic consensus because they often require assumptions or linguistic leaps that cannot be consistently applied or universally proven. This explicit deconstruction of common interpretations highlights the inscription's enduring resistance to definitive answers, maintaining its enigmatic status. The strategic purpose of exploring such a cipher is to demonstrate the enduring power of historical legends and the human desire to find hidden meanings, even in seemingly mundane objects. It shows how a simple inscription can become a focal point for ancient conspiracy theories, transforming a local monument into a site of global intrigue. The Shugborough inscription is a modern enigma created in the 18th century, yet it effortlessly weaves itself into narratives spanning millennia, proving that the human quest for secrets is timeless. It foreshadows the idea that codes and ciphers are not just relics of the past, but continue to be created and pondered in our own time, holding their power over our imaginations. Consider the individuals who commissioned this monument and inscribed these letters. What were their intentions? Were they deliberately teasing future generations with an unsolvable puzzle? Or did they encode a deeply personal truth, a message known only to a select few? The monument's serene setting, combined with its cryptic message, invites a deeper reflection on the nature of secrets themselves, how they are formed, how they endure, and how they continue to shape our understanding of history, blurring the lines between fact and legend. As we conclude our contemplation of the Shugborough inscription, let its quiet, stone-carved challenge settle peacefully in your mind. This intriguing blend of art, history, and secret lore reminds us that the world is filled with beautiful, unyielding mysteries, both ancient and more recent, each one inviting us to embrace the wonder of the unknown. Allow this tranquil thought to guide you further into the gentle calm of the night, as we prepare to shift our focus to a completely contemporary and highly official modern code. As our journey through history's cryptic whispers draws towards its close, we transition from the ancient stones and personal ciphers to a profound contemporary challenge, one embedded in the very fabric of modern intelligence. We now arrive at a site of ultimate secrecy and intellectual prowess, the headquarters of the Central Intelligence Agency in Langley, Virginia. Here, amidst the quiet corridors of power, stands the Kryptos sculpture, a monumental work of art that is also one of the most famous, and still partially unsolved, codes in the world. This is not a relic from a lost civilization, but a deliberately crafted modern enigma, reminding us that the human fascination with hidden messages endures even in our age of advanced technology. Imagine the clean lines of the CIA compound, the hum of sophisticated computers, and then this striking sculpture, designed by American artist Jim Sanborn and installed in 1990. Kryptos is a curvilinear copper plate, resembling a scroll or a sheet of paper etched with 4 complex encrypted messages. It is a bold, almost controversial statement, placed at the heart of an agency dedicated to intelligence and decipherment, challenging its very mission. The sculpture's name, Kryptos, is Greek for hidden, a fitting title for a work that literally embodies secrets. This is a deliberate surprise pacing in our journey, a sudden shift to the contemporary, yet still maintaining our calming, intellectual rhythm. The profound mystery of Kryptos is not that it is entirely unreadable, but that it remains partially so. Of its 4 coded messages, 3 have been publicly solved by brilliant cryptanalysts working independently, some without ever seeing the sculpture in person, relying only on published photographs and careful study. These solved parts revealed intriguing, often poetic, texts that speak of lost treasure, elusive truths, and the very act of concealment. Yet, the 4th and final section, a shorter sequence of just 97 characters, has stubbornly resisted all attempts at decipherment for over 3 decades. This is the heart of its enduring enigma, a code created in our lifetime that continues to defy the sharpest minds. Decipherment attempts for Kryptos have involved a global community of cryptoanalysts, both professional and amateur. Sanborn himself has provided a few clues over the years, subtle hints to nudge the solvers in the right direction, a playful engagement with his audience of codebreakers. The complexity of the cipher, a multi-layered system involving transposition and substitution, makes it incredibly difficult. Even though 3 parts are cracked, the 4th section seems to employ an additional layer of encryption or a unique key that has yet to be discovered. The challenge is amplified by the fact that the underlying plaintext language is English, a known language, yet the encryption method is so intricate that the words remain perfectly hidden. The strategic purpose of exploring Kryptos lies in its potent message. The challenge of unreadable codes is not confined to the ancient past, but is an active, ongoing intellectual pursuit today. It demonstrates that even with modern computational power and collective human ingenuity, some secrets, when meticulously crafted, can remain hidden for generations. This modern enigma holds not just a playful secret, but the implicit understanding that codes are vital tools in the world of intelligence, often holding information with national security implications. To crack Kryptos is not merely an intellectual game. It is to understand the very cutting edge of cryptographic design and the limits of human and machine decipherment. Consider the artist's intent to create a puzzle that would last, perhaps even forever. And consider the silent guardians of the CIA, walking past this copper scroll every day, knowing that a piece of its message remains unread. A constant reminder of the elusive nature of secrets. The Kryptos sculpture stands as a powerful symbol of humanity's continuous quest for knowledge and its parallel drive to protect it. An eternal dance between revelation and concealment, as we gently contemplate the shimmering curves and etched secrets of the Kryptos sculpture. Let its modern challenge and the quiet resolve of its codebreakers settle peacefully in your mind. This contemporary enigma, still holding its final, tantalizing secret, reminds us that the world is filled with beautiful, unyielding mysteries, both ancient and profoundly new, each one inviting us to embrace the wonder of the unknown. Allow this tranquil thought to guide you further into the gentle calm of the night, as we prepare to reflect on our entire journey and the enduring nature of secrets. As our extraordinary journey through the silent corridors of history draws to a gentle close, we reflect upon the 20 ancient manuscripts and modern ciphers that have held their secrets for centuries, if not millennia. We have traversed continents and epochs, from the mysterious botany of the Voynich Manuscript to the knotted histories of the Inca Khipu, and from the lost voices of the Indus Valley to the modern riddle of Kryptos at the CIA. Each text, each set of symbols, represents not just a puzzle, but a profound human story, a testament to our innate drive to record, to communicate, and to leave an enduring mark upon the world. This shared human endeavor to to understand these unreadable texts is itself a fascinating part of our narrative. It is a quest fueled by curiosity, by the academic rigor of linguists and cryptographers, and by the sheer wonder of confronting the unknown. We have seen minds from across generations grapple with these enigmas, patiently sifting through patterns, comparing symbols, and building theories, all in the hope of hearing a voice from the distant past or unlocking a contemporary secret. It is a testament to our collective human spirit, this persistent longing to connect with those who came before us, to learn from their wisdom, or simply to understand their struggles and triumphs. Yet, as we have discovered, the limitations of our knowledge are vast. For many of these scripts, the sheer lack of comparative material, no Rosetta Stones, no extensive bilingual texts, and often no known underlying language, forms an almost impenetrable barrier. We can admire the artistry of the Kryptos disc, transliterate the sounds of Meroitic, or even date the events on Zapotec stele, but the full, nuanced meaning of these messages often remains beyond our grasp. There is a quiet humility in confronting these enduring mysteries, an acceptance that some secrets may indeed be destined to remain forever locked, preserved in their beautiful silence. This acceptance, however, does not diminish their value. Rather, it amplifies their mystique, adding a profound depth to the tapestry of human history. But the future, dear listener, holds new possibilities. The relentless march of technology, particularly in the fields of artificial intelligence and computational linguistics, offers a glimmer of hope for future decipherment. Advanced algorithms are now capable of analyzing vast datasets of symbols, identifying subtle patterns, and even simulating linguistic structures at speeds and scales unimaginable to previous generations of scholars. AI might one day be able to process the intricate connections within the Voynich Manuscript, or perhaps reconstruct the grammar of Proto-Elamite from its limited corpus. Imagine a future where machine learning could bridge the information gap, allowing us to finally hear the long-silenced voices of the Indus Valley or the complete narratives of the Inca Khipu. This isn't just about breaking codes. It's about potentially resurrecting entire lost cultures, bringing their wisdom and stories back into the light. This enduring quest for decipherment is a reflection of our own continuous evolution, our ceaseless drive to learn, to grow, and to connect. It is a reminder that the world is a place of infinite wonders, both revealed and concealed, and that the act of seeking is often as rewarding as the act of finding. In the beauty of these unanswered questions, in the quiet contemplation of these unyielding enigmas, there is a profound peace to be found. It is the peace of accepting that not everything needs an immediate answer, that some mysteries enrich our lives precisely because they remain, forever beckoning us to wonder. As the echoes of these lost voices gently fade, let the quiet profundity of their existence settle deeply within you. The secrets they hold are a testament to the richness of human history, and their enduring silence is an invitation to embrace the quiet mysteries that still grace our world. You are a part of this enduring quest for knowledge, a fellow seeker of ancient wisdom, and in that shared curiosity, there is a serene comfort. Allow this sense of wonder and the tranquil acceptance of the unknown to guide you further into the gentle calm of the night, knowing that some of history's most beautiful stories are still waiting to be told, or perhaps content to simply whisper in the quiet corners of our minds. And so, dear listener, our profound journey through the labyrinth of ancient manuscripts and modern ciphers now gently concludes. We have wandered through the echoes of lost civilizations, contemplated the ingenuity of forgotten scribes, and embraced the quiet wonder of secrets that time has refused to surrender. From the alien botanicals of the Voynich to the knotted chronicles of the Inca and the stone whispers of Mesoamerica, we have shared a unique experience, a peaceful exploration of humanity's timeless quest for knowledge and meaning. In each unsolved riddle, there is a serene beauty, a reminder that the world holds countless wonders, both seen and unseen, understood and yet to be discovered. May this journey have filled your mind with a sense of calm, a gentle curiosity, and a profound appreciation for the depths of human history and ingenuity. As your thoughts settle, feel the quietude envelop you, guiding you deeper into a peaceful state of rest. If this tranquil exploration has brought you a moment of peace, if it has sparked a gentle wonder within your heart, I invite you, if you feel so inclined, to offer a quiet gesture. Consider liking this video, not for us, but because your simple act helps this calming journey reach other fellow seekers, who might also be searching for a peaceful escape into history, who might need this gentle guidance into sleep. Your thoughtful click can be a quiet beacon, guiding others to this shared space of serene discovery. And if you wish to continue these journeys with us, to remain part of our growing community of fellow travelers through history and mystery, gently consider subscribing to the channel. It is more than just a subscription. It is a quiet commitment to your own moments of calm, a promise to yourself to explore more of the world's beautiful enigmas and to find peace in shared contemplation. Join us as we continue to unlock the subtle whispers of the past together. Now, for those of you who have journeyed with us until this very end, congratulations. Very few linger this long, and your dedication is truly a testament to your deep curiosity and your commitment to peace. You are part of a special, quiet circle of seekers. As a small reward for your persistence, I invite you to leave a unique phrase in the comments below. Write, "Dreaming Ancient Secrets." When I see that phrase, I will know you are one of the truly dedicated, one of the quiet guardians of silent knowledge who found solace in these deep, historical mysteries. Now, I ask you to stay silent for a moment. Allow the soft ambient sounds and the gentle melody to wash over you, carrying you further into relaxation. Let the images of these ancient texts and the wonder of their secrets linger softly in your mind, transforming into peaceful dreams. There is a deep comfort in the unknown, a quiet beauty in the mysteries that persist. Allow yourself to embrace this stillness, letting go of the day's concerns and drifting into a restorative sleep. This channel is your sanctuary, your space to explore, to learn, and to find serenity in the endless stories of our world. We await your return whenever you are ready to embark on another tranquil exploration. Until then, may your night be filled with the deepest peace, and your dreams be rich with the echoes of ancient wisdom. Good night.